Division. Darlington seemed poised to return to the third division after 4 years after leaving it and dropping eventually into the Vauxhall Conference. The Brian Little's side have maintained their lead at the top despite some tricky fixtures lately. One of these was against Blackpool on Tuesday. Our man Clive Tilsley was there.
History casts Darlington as a railway town. Most of its visitors never even set foot on its station platform, continuing their intercity journeys to Edinburgh or London instead. When Brian Little stopped off at Darlington Football Club 2 years ago, they were heading for the Vauxhall Conference. With the assistance of the still sprightly Frank Gray, Little was left with the job of getting them a ticket back to the 4th Division. It was a perilous journey.
Life in the 4th Division for us has certainly been a bit more relaxed, I should say. You know, we thought very much of still being a league club while we were in the conference. Everybody wanted to beat us, everyone wanted to do well. We watched teams and their preparation before our game, and we even got the feeling that they were saving themselves a little bit to play against us. You know, the week before we'd watched them and the game was, we felt a fair bit slower than the game that we actually played them. So I think they were really G'd up, wanting to do very well against us. The boys here worked very hard, and as I say, thankfully it came off for us. But it was a very difficult and very tense, very pressurised year for the whole of the football club.
It was pressure. It was pressure in the sense that if we'd have failed in our first season, the club might not have got back. So that was pressure. It was pressure from the players' point of view, that they had taken a big gamble coming to a non-league club. Every single one of them had played league football before. And if they hadn't got back into the league as quickly as possible, they may have struggled to find another league club.
The decision to keep Darlington's players on full-time contracts in a part-time league was key. It was an expensive gamble by Chairman Richard Corden. £400,000 was staked on it.
It was a big gamble, yes, because if it hadn't come off, we'd have been bankrupt. We'd have been defunct.
Darlington's midweek opponents Blackpool are pushing strongly for promotion too. They survived a strong penalty appeal when sweeper Mick Tate ventured forward. But the Darlington breakthrough wasn't long delayed. Number 5, skipper Kevin Smith, standing his ground in the crowded goalmouth to convert the corner after 27 minutes. But as the night wore on, so did Blackpool's influence on it. Just before half-time, they were denied an equaliser by a remarkable save from Mark Prudo. Phil Horner is victim. Darlington's recovery has not gone unnoticed. Brian Little turned down an approach from Birmingham City earlier this season. 5 minutes after the restart, Blackpool's recovery was completed when Carl Richards' header was diverted in by defender Jim Willis. Lost points, but Brian Little's commitment to a winning Darlington future remains unshaken.
Our immediate aim is to try and go into the 3rd Division, and then obviously it's time to sit down and try and create the right sort of financial backing to take the club into the 2nd Division. But to go from the 3rd Division to the 2nd Division, I think will cost the club a fair amount of money, and then obviously once again we'll test certainly my managerial talents and Frank's expertise in helping him along the way. So, yeah, we'll hopefully go higher, possibly not to the 1st Division, but I think the chairman and vice chairman wouldn't thank me for saying that.
Are you trying to losing him one day?
Oh yes, of course. I mean, he's done a fantastic job here, as his record proves. And if he did stay, I've got no. We'd definitely go straight through to the 2nd.
He thinks that you think you can go even further.
Well, I do. I don't want to say 1st Division, but I'm sure we could, if we could keep him.
Remarkable job that Brian has done up there, Jim. They're 6 points clear out. I mean, they'll come up, no problem.
They've done well, Darlington. I'm very pleased for the chairman, because I had a chat with him a couple of years ago when he was a little bit in the doldrums, and they have done well. Is it the Quakers? The Quakers are getting their oats these days. That's what it boils down to.
OK. Well, the line-up...